Hello, property lovers. Welcome to Property Focus, your window into the world of architecture, building construction, and real estate. How an architect responds to a brief can determine how happy a client will be based on the architect's interpretation of that brief. Creating a super house is quite an achievement. Super is not all about scale or size. It's about homes that have reorganized their designs to rethink the traditional house. To some, it's all about ingenuity with small spaces. To another, it's about a house that's sculptural and contributes to the beauty of the landscape it's built on. Folks, in today's show, we're looking at houses, once again, that provoke thought and imagination. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Peter Ngigi. First off, this luxury 15,000 square foot residence, big enough not only for the family, but the extended family too. This house was HM Design's commission of the century. With no budget to work with, the client's brief was to create a boutique Kenyan safari lodge in the city for a family to live in. The whole house revolves around a prayer room that includes an interior pool, a fountain, and a 15-seater theater, gym, sauna, and massage rooms. Let's hear from architect Hitesh Mehta and learn more about this sculptural, magnificent house, and he's going to be joining us from Florida. Briefly introduce yourself.
My name is Hitesh Mehta, and I'm the founder of HM Design, a unique, one-of-a-kind planning and design firm which practices its very own quadruple bottom-line philosophy, one that balances economic, environmental, social, and spiritual aspects for every project.
What planning, design, and construction process did you use for this particular superhouse?
Our approach right from day one was holistic. All architectural, landscape, and interior aspects were designed together in real time with environmental planning and eco-design principles in mind. My firm HM Design provided all architectural, landscape architectural, and interior architectural services, from concept to construction supervision.
Architect Hitesh, you've got to tell me, once you received the client's brief, what was your architectural response to it?
The brief from the client was that the house, from the outside, had to have a strong Kenyan contextual safari lodge aesthetic. And from the inside, what they wanted was a modern style. Their wish was that instead of them visiting a lodge every 6 months, they wanted actually to live inside one every day. The main concept of this extended family residential project was that of continuity of the vernacular, a home that fits into its Kenyan setting and built with local natural materials wood, stone, but employing modern interior spaces and design approaches. What we did was to implement the three primary shapes philosophy of the Bauhaus and juxtaposed these shapes and interplayed them to create the forms. A project where Kenyan vernacular architecture marries the Bauhaus.
How about your philosophy on the garden design?
A professional landscape architectural drawing package was prepared for this project, and it included planting design plans as well. An arrival rose garden greeted the guests. A grass lawn here also acts as a grazing pasture for, believe it or not, a couple of cows that they keep because of their strong tradition. A wetland garden was designed under the arrival bridge into the house. A functional lawn from the swimming pool area was created as the client entertains many guests. Currently, the house has become popular for wedding functions and religious events. The main garden design was terraced in the shape of a peacock, which has strong symbologies with the client's ancestral background. An internal swimming pool and fountain with the lounge cantilevered over it provides a welcome respite after a long day at work.
What was your attitude to building technology and construction techniques with this particular brief and project?
It was always our intention to make this house both eco-friendly and climatic friendly. We used as many local materials as we could, including wood and the walls, the clay walls, and stone, etc. The only non-local elements in the whole house were the kitchen fittings, the bathroom tiles, and of course the light fittings. We also wanted to keep the house as low maintenance as possible. So some of the eco-design techniques that we used and the eco-technologies included, for example, the energy embodiment of materials was considered, especially as relates to external finishes, which are all natural, to emphasize the Kenyan context. It is all about process. And if you take shortcuts, the end result will be an ordinary house. It is like as if you started building the roof of a house before you even did the walls. And those kinds of shortcuts would not work. So the planning process is crucial. The other thing is to spend quality time in the research and site analysis phase of the project. It's extremely important to understand the site and the context of that particular house. Another thing is to design the inside of the house and the outside all in real time at the same time. So make sure you bring in a landscape architect into the project from day one. This is their expertise. Let them do the outside of the houses. Important thing is to leave your ego behind by designing a super house. A design that suits the needs of the client and ensures that you have respect for all living species on the site. You also need to ensure that your super house is climatic friendly, uses natural materials, and designed with passive design techniques. And lastly, my final advice is that you must ensure that the architectural form, the elevations, and sections have a strong aesthetic appeal. That is important.
Brilliant. Thank you for coming on to Property Focus. That was architect Hitesh, all the way from Florida, on this magnificent property. You only caught it on Property Focus. We're going to take a short commercial break, but when we're back, we're going to see our second property. Stay tuned. What is a super house? Welcome back from the break, and thanks for keeping it property focused. Now away from the eclectic to something more modern. Modern houses have a lot of big windows, steel and concrete. The house I'm in has been lavishly designed to be exceptional. It's not just about spaces, but about exceptional spaces. Not just marble bathrooms, but part spa, part sanctuary, and a rechargeable station. My goodness, if house number 1 didn't do it for you, this 5-bedroom mansion bathed in luxury will take your breath away. Let's hear more from Mercy. Welcome to Property Focus, Mercy.
Thank you, Peter, for inviting us. We love watching your show. You guys are doing an amazing job.
Thank you very much. Yes. But our viewers need to know, who is Mercy? Tell us about yourself.
My name is Mercy Mutisia. I'm the founder and CEO of Milele Designs. Milele Designs is a company that is based here in Nairobi, and we specialize in designing and creating beautiful spaces.
Now, we're talking about super houses. Yes. How did you respond to the brief of this particular client for this house?
This particular brief was very short. We were given a week and a couple of days notice to do this job. And so all hands are on deck to ensure that we are able to deliver this house on the said date, which was on Christmas Day morning. Yeah. Yes. But we thank God because we delivered it on Christmas Day at 10 a.m. and the client was very happy.
And delivered you did. You really delivered. It's a splendid house, by the way.
Thank you very much. Really thank you.
What is your definition of a super house?
Actually, this house is my definition of a super house. Yeah, because of the double volumes that it has, the large windows, the spacious spaces that it has, you know, the ambience, and also the outdoor, the pool, the clubhouse, and all that. So this, for me, is a super house.
Wonderful. Yeah. But you made it even better and more super.
Yes, we did.
Take us through the design process for the whole house.
The design process, of course, we have to first meet the client. And he has to tell us what he wants. And his was very brief. He just said he wants a super house. Okay. Yeah. So we were able to create what we've done, hoping that he will appreciate it as a super house. And we thank God because when we gave them the house on the 25th, they were so happy, and they said that we have even exceeded what they had envisioned.
This room that we're at, yes. Tell me about it.
This is their family room. And in this room, what we wanted to do here is to bring a hues of grace with a touch of color. So we've added blue to just bring a touch of color in this room. And as you know, blue is a healing color. And being a family room, you want a room where you want to relax and enjoy yourself as you watch, you know, your Netflix and whatever you'll be watching, just enjoying your space with the family. So yeah, that's what we wanted to create in this room.
As you walk towards the living room, there's a very big painting. Yes. Tell us about that. Why did you choose that color?
So we wanted something that will welcome somebody from the door. You feel warm and invited into the house as you walk through.
So once you walk into the room, what did you want the client to feel?
I wanted the client to feel warm. I wanted the client to feel welcomed. And if we had stresses during the day, I wanted him to leave the stresses outside the door and just feel nice as he comes into the house.
Tell us about the guest room.
The guest room, what we wanted to achieve is a hotel room kind of feel, so that when their guests come over, they're able to feel welcomed and they're able to feel nice as if they're living in a hotel. And we also wanted to make it like a second master, so that in case they get...
things get rough.
Yes, they can actually move downstairs. Yes.
Interesting. What of the living room spaces?
We got pieces from all over, but we had the vision in mind. Like the way I tell you, we see it. That dining table, we got it from another shop. The seats from another shop. So the day they came here is when we saw how they merged.
Now the rooms upstairs look quite good.
Yes, they do.
I've been there.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yes.
How did you achieve that look?
Our beds are bespoke. And we love creating different headboards for all our clients. We don't like copy and pasting. So for this, for the master bedroom, we wanted a serene look. And our brief was that we use ivory. So we used colors that would go well with ivory, and we wanted it also to be a romantic space and a space where they would unwind and just feel good after a long day's work. For the kids, they wanted different characters on their walls. And so we were able to give them what they liked. Like one of them likes a football player called Hazard, and we were able to get wallpaper and regenerated it to suit the headboards that we were bringing in those rooms. Yeah, so we did a footballer, and we also did a cartoon on one of the boys' room. And one of them wanted, the little girl wanted flowers. So we did a wallpaper. We generated a wallpaper that actually has nice, beautiful flowers for a young girl.
So then now let's get out into the pool area and the garden spaces. Yes. What then did you do with that?
My client wanted a nice, cozy place where he can entertain his friends, and also a place where his children would enjoy the pool and relax when they are not working. And so we're able to get for them a place to eat and a place to sit when they have visitors, and just a place to make it a full relaxation kind of a place.
Wonderful. What is your parting shot as we conclude this interview?
Any place can be a super house. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Even if you live where, you can make your house a super house. Yeah, it doesn't matter where you live.
There you have it, from Mercy. Any house can be a super house. Doesn't matter where you live, you can create it to be your beautiful haven. And thank you for coming on to Property Focus.
Thank you so much for having us.
Wonderful. Great. Now, the billboards is up next, and then we've got the materials profile where we're going to look at furniture in just a bit. Stay tuned. Westhill Shelters Limited. We have fully serviced prime plots in Juja Farm next to Mireri and Athi schools at Kenya shillings 500,000, payable in 3 months installment plan. For more details, visit our office at Ruiri Gutuamba Plaza, 3rd floor, room L20, or call us on 0727 200 100. Visit us on Facebook at Westhill Shelters. Westhill Shelters Limited. Invest today for a better tomorrow. Now, fulfilling the needs of a super client can be quite demanding, as this lot requires utmost quality and craftsmanship. Let's hear more from Jemmy on this. Welcome to Property Focus.
Thank you, Peter.
Tell us about yourself.
My name is Jemmy. I'm the head of design at the Design Gallery. This is where we breathe life into spaces. We use curated brands that give a client an exclusive bespoke design.
Tell us about the profile of a super client.
I've dealt with a variety of clients from mid to high end, but at the very top of that list, I would say, is a super client. This is someone who loves to travel. They've seen everything. They've seen the best of it, and they want nothing less. Budget is not a constraint. They have multiple properties. They own a fleet of vehicles. They want the best luxury quality. And everything should be exclusive. Everything one of a kind, and nothing short, no compromises.
How do you take somebody through a purchase process such as that?
For the first step is to sit down with a client and understand the vision that they have for a space, to understand their lifestyle, because all of this is supposed to blend in to everything that they do. And then my team and I will sit down and come up with various concepts that the client can then choose from. Once they've narrowed down on an idea, then we spec it out. So by that I mean you now go into the details. You choose the sizing, you choose the color of the feet, you choose the threading, you choose the choice of material, and the brand as well, because that brings everything.
Now, speaking of specs, what is the most bizarre request you've had from a client?
I wouldn't say there's anything bizarre. For us, it's not out of the ordinary to do the extraordinary. Yes. For example, we had a client who would like the seats of her supercar to match her wardrobes. And it is available. It's there in the market. It's just to find it. And they've paid for it, so why not? Another one wanted a picture of her daughter on the floor of the pool. So that is done in mosaic. It's all possible.
So why is European furniture that costly?
What is expensive, Peter?
You tell me. How much is this couch?
This one ranges between 10,000 and 25,000 euros. So it fully depends on the material now. European furniture is all about standing out. It goes into the level of detail. It goes into research and development because they take a lot of time doing that. The quality, the craftsmanship that goes into making a furniture piece to bring it to stand out in your space. And also, when you go to these fairs, the Milan, for example, the Milan fair, you'll never see a product reaching the market before it's on display for the critics, because they have to take it through the process of refining it to make it better, to see how it works, to see what doesn't work, and then maybe after a few years, then it's on the product list.
Give us your parting shot.
The world's best brands are available here and now in Nairobi, Kenya. You don't need to travel to Dubai, you don't need to go to Milan or Europe to look for them. You can find them here, and my team and I are ready and able to help you through the process. Yeah.
Wonderful. No, I like it. Fantastic. So you said how much for this again?
10 to 25,000 euros. You want to take it home?
Let's wrap it up. As we conclude with the interview, that was Jemmy. Fantastic. Now you've only heard this and watched this on Property Focus. And thank you for being with us from the start to the finish of the show. My goodness, these properties have been uber, super amazing. Now, if you want to reach out to us on our socials, reach out to us on Facebook, on Property Focus, and on Instagram, property_focus_, and we'll be more than happy to get back to you. It's been most delightful. This has been your episode on Super Houses. I've been your host, Peter Ngigi.